Rightio, guys, we are back with another episode of the Hey Big Mac podcast. We're solo again. We're in the basement this time. We've got the mics to set up. The last couple of episodes, I know we've been on the road and we've had the wireless road mics, so it's been a little bit different. But we're in the man cave today. We're doing a catch up with a few questions that everyone sent through, just current topics that have happened over the last couple of weeks, and what's been going on in my life and the socials. So we've got a big list here in front of us on the computer, and we're going to crack a few of them off. Some of them might be quick, some might take a little bit of a while with subject topics. So we're going to get straight into them. I'm not drinking today, but if I was, I'd be having a Your Mate. They're sitting on the counter in front of me. But yeah, sober Larry today, so that's a bit of a bugger for you guys because it's a bit more simpler and serious episode, I suppose. Well, we're never too serious, but we're having a bit of fun with it. But so everyone sort of wanted to know lately when I put that question box up, update on what's been happening. So, I mean, the last few weeks we sort of went to Rocky Nuts, did a wheeling trip to Gladstone and Yeppoon after that. As soon as we got back, it was basically straight into work. So I've actually taken the jump and I've gone out on my own doing a little bit of fab work, design, all that sort of stuff with FRP and the bull bars. So we'll jump into a little bit more of that in a second. That's got a topic a bit more further on that it lines up with. But before that, Froth Bros Media, that is the website, the YouTube, everything. The shop where you can buy all your merchandise. Guys, if you're looking to grab some merch, help out the channels and stuff, I appreciate it massive. We've got the podcast shirt that I'm wearing now. We've also got the Froth Bros Media Shuckers shirt. We've got that on the website ready to go. So get your podcast shirt, your Shucker shirt from Froth Bros Media. Also working on FRP merchandise as well, Froth and Race Parts. It's purely just me running it all now, so it's a lot of work for myself. We've also got country trucker caps on pre-order. So guys, you're keen on a trucker cap, jump over to the website, frothbros.com, and you'll find all the merch on the site there in the collection. And I suppose along with that, instead of merchandise, we're doing a little bit of bull bars, flat packs, built bars, like all the DIY kits, stuff like that. Things you might need for your bars, so like all the lights, everything, we've found suppliers for them. So yeah, we've got lights, UHF brackets, different bits and pieces. We're looking into winches and all other options for bars. So, a bit of a voice break, Jesus. But yeah, that's been me for the last couple of weeks, is sort of setting up that side of the business and running it full solo now. It's a big commitment. It's a lot less stress, and we're getting stuck straight into it. So I think we get stickers back this week. So a whole bunch of new stickers, designs, everything like that. They're going to be available on the website, so you take note there. There will be collections put up on the website. I've figured I'm going to do Hey Big Mac podcast, Froth Bros Media, and Froth and Race Parts, along with like different collections for merch and bull bars and lights and whatever other things going to be on there. So yeah, that's a little bit of the admin out of the way for that. A few things that people send through for like current topics and questions and all that sort of stuff is I'm going to start it off about Toyota. So everyone would have seen the new Toyota trucks that just come through. They're like a little Hilux Land Cruiser looking thing. They almost look like a K truck, but they're a Land Cruiser, Toyota Hilux looking bloody thing. Very cool. There's a if you're watching this right now on YouTube, I'm going to put up a photo and a link of a bloke who's actually modifying the absolute crap out of them already, and they look sick. And yeah, it's a shame we're not going to see them in Australia. That comes down to a lot of ADR approvals, safety ratings, like 5-star safety ratings, all that sort of stuff. As far as I've seen in them, there is not a button on the dash. There's no head units, nothing. I think they're retailing like 10 grand in the countries they're available. So, to get those things over in Australia, you're going to be looking at 50, 60 grand, the price of Hilux, because all the safety stuff, like I don't think they got airbags or none of that sort of stuff, so bit of work involved with them. But like, you know, in your countries like, you know, Bali or Vanuatu or UAE or where, like Philippines, wherever it might be, Japan, they're a smaller condensed type truck that they're going to be able to do whatever they need to do with, where they don't have the rules we do over here. So yeah, that's another interesting one to tick off the list. But go check out the page. I can't remember his name, but I'm going to throw it up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah, go check him out. Another one that everyone was really into was, over the last few weeks, everyone's been saying like, oh, police stations, defects, all this sort of issues coming across. Guys, it's pretty simple. You're going to drive a stupidly modified car on the streets. Don't whinge like a pansy when you get pulled over and defected for something that's quite clearly illegal. Simplest way I can put it. It does suck that I am on this. I'm trying to play either side of it, bit of devil's advocate, and you know, defend the full drive community. But it's hard to drive a modified car, even though we look after them better than 99% of the cars on the road. I think everyone can contest to that, whether it comes down to mechanical maintenance or any bits and pieces. But even looks, sometimes that's an issue. If your car's clean and respectable, they're gonna maybe not look so close to you, but if you're driving around with pieces of your car hanging off and, you know, broken panels everywhere and it's not looking respectable, they're going to pull you over. They're going to ask you questions, and you know, there's not much you can do about the police blitz and defects and all that sort of stuff. Those stations are going to be set up. Easiest way is just don't drive your car, but 99% of us, including myself, I don't have a second car, so I'm stuck with driving the Land Cruiser I've got, and I try to keep that within every single legal aspect as possible. You know, things go wrong on cars, accidents happen with them, modifications. You do them knowing exactly what you're doing. If it's going to be illegal, if it's going to be legal, and that's why we do it. Like, I mean, J-Max Off-Road Solutions, 4-inch 35s, completely legal wherever I go. And I don't have to think twice whether I'm, you know, overloaded on weight from a standard GVM. I've got that extra GVM now where I can go up to that 3900 GVM. I think it's like 7.5 ton GCM towing. So, you know, those little things, you spend the big money to get it legal, but it all counts at the end of the day. So, yeah, when it comes down to, you know, tyre heights, lift heights, all that sort of stuff, it's just unfortunate that if you do get stopped, and you know, a lot of them that I do hear that people get the book run at them are, you know, disrespectful to police or treating the police with disrespect and rude, arrogant, whatever it may be. And I mean, at that point, you've got no sympathy from anyone else. You're just sort of asking for it. If someone treated me like shit on the job, I'd probably throw the book at them too. So, yeah. It's a hot topic at the moment with the police, defects, and, you know, TMR going around, doing all that. But you know, it's road safety. That's what they're doing it there for. It's the same as the speed cameras everywhere and everything else. If you're going to be speeding and doing the wrong thing, you're going to get a fine. So, yeah, it's it's just the world we live in Oz. You're going to cop defects. You're going to get pulled over for an RBT or, you know, a vehicle inspection, whatever it may be, and that's just part of the life of owning a modified car. And same goes for the street car community. I'm sure they could say the same, whether it's too low or too loud or fast, or, you know, wheels poke, whatever it may be. You know, performance passes even come into play in some of them. Yeah, it's a very unfortunate situation. So sucks, but just show the respect that they deserve to them. 99% of police out there are very good people. They are our mates. They're the people we sit at the pub with and have a beer, and yeah, people we grow up with. So yeah, if they're a good person to you, be a good person to them, and that goes vice versa as well. So yeah. Another bit more of a light-hearted one. Jamie Vogler, what a bloody legend. He's went out and he's bought a pub and a ferry service. Moreton to Bay ferry, like people passenger boat, and he's bought Amity Pub over on where is it, Stradbroke Island. So Jamie, I don't know if you listen to this, but bloody congratulations, brother. that's a huge undertaking, moving from WA over to the East Coast, on Australia, on the island, taking over a business. Last time I was over there, Amity wasn't very busy. I don't even know if it was actually running. But yeah, mate, I'm keen to get over there ASAP and spend a bit of time with you, maybe do a few videos, trips, whatever it can be, and, you know, get the attention around the, I think it's called Amity Point Tavern. So jump over on the Facebook, Instagram, wherever it may be, check him out. He's doing a full renovation series at the moment. It's been pretty entertaining, and yeah, I mean, pretty keen to see what this bloke's doing, because that's a massive undertaking, and, you know, he's right here in the heart of SEQ now, where he can just keep going with content and doing what he needs to do. So yeah, huge congrats there, mate. I'll be over soon with probably a few of the boys, and yeah, enjoying that little bit of paradise you've got. Get the boats out and jet skis and search around the island for a bit of fun. So yeah, well done to you, mate. It's bloody awesome undertaking doing that sort of stuff. So he's actually, I have seen online, he is looking for, you know, people to work there. So I think there was like pub hands, baristas, all that sort of stuff, like cafes. Maybe I think he might have needed skippers for the Moreton Bay ferry service. So guys, if you can help out, reach out to Jamie or Amity Point Tavern on Instagram and flick them a message, because, you know, they might have a job available for you over on the island, which would be bloody sick. So if you've got any experience in those sort of fields, jump over, check him out, and what a legend to him. So yeah. Well, another one on the list, not so positive note, this one. Big Red, Little Red. I know. You're all going to be sitting here saying, that was a week ago, it never happened. Who bloody cares? It's still a massive, iconic track that's, yeah, gone. That's the simplest way to put it. There was a lot of, you know, post speculation. What's the right way of saying it? Like pointing fingers, criticism as to why it was shut down, and, you know, this person had this crash and caused this, and there's an accident here or roll over here, and that's why they've come and taken them down. At the end of the day, it's a simple black and white line. You do not own those tracks. HQ Plantation owns all that area out there with like State Forest and whatever else. They are pleased to do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want to do it. It's as simple as that. If you want to own those tracks and go out and do it, buy the land, make the tracks, do whatever you want to do on them. But do not complain when someone comes through with a dozer and rips the whole bloody thing out, because there's nothing you can do. And, you know, 99% of the people that were complaining about it were people that have probably never driven it. I know I never drove it. I didn't really have too many plans or intentions of driving it, and therefore I wasn't complaining that it was gone. Was I upset that it was gone, that it's an iconic track, that I enjoyed seeing the content or watching people wheel it when I was out there? Yeah, I was. It sucked to see. So, but yeah, 99% of the people whinging for, whether you want to call it cloud attention, whatever it was, that it was gone, never drove it, never had anything to do with it. And the people that did drive it, whether it was every weekend, once a year, whenever they got to go out and do it, you know, you could see they were upset. It's an iconic track gone. We lost Land Cruiser Mountain Park a few years back. That sucked to a lot of people, but same thing again. If you don't own it, there's not much you can do. There's not much you can have a say in it. And, you know, for the people blaming certain individuals that have had accidents out there recently over the last 6, 12, you know, months, 2 years, whatever it may be, the only people to blame are the ones that are spreading that across, you know, social media, taking the piss out of it. Like, I know myself, let's use KP for an example, had an unfortunate accident out there. It wasn't even his, he didn't even get the chance to put it out online or keep it secret. Someone else had actually gone out and posted it publicly. And stuff like that is what causes these places to get shut down. It's as simple as that. It's not the actual action of it happening. It's the way social media treats these scenarios where it brings a negative light. People do see the negative comments, the way that people slander it, whether it might be the track's too dangerous or the car's too dangerous or this and this, someone nearly got hurt or someone's been in hospital, you know, a car roll over on the road where they've split their face, or, you know, there's always going to be an instance where there's an accident, but social media only makes it worse. And yeah, that's where it comes down to. Like, you know, there's pages out there that want to whinge about it and blame certain people for it. They're just as big a part of the problem as anyone. No one to blame but yourselves if you're bringing attention to it. That's a pretty simple way to put it. So, you know, I've brought attention out there as well. I've been out there, whether it's wheeling, you know, had my own accidents in the ute, whatever it may be. Do you see them online? Not really. You know, have I been on here before and after an accident's happened and talked about it? Yes. It's just part of it. But I'm never one to break the news. I'm never one to tell the story without it being told prior. And yeah, it's there's a way where you can control the narrative and speak on it highly, or there's a way where you can tear every single individual down about it. So yeah, it's a very sticky situation. But at the end of the day, Big Red, Little Red, they're both gone. I'm sure in the next 6 months the boys are going to be out there and, you know, ripping up new tracks and doing whatever it may be. I think there's still tracks out there, like next to Big Red, there's Mud Dog Hill and all that sort of stuff that are still there. A lot of people are saying they put boulders up to block it. Look, can't really blame them. HQ Plantations are saying it's a service road. I can't understand why they would need to put boulders up if it's a service road. That does make sense to me. That just shows that it's an excuse for them to be able to just doze it and not have to worry about any consequences come their way at all. But yeah, nothing against HQ Plantations and what they've done. It's just an unfortunate situation to see a track that everyone's loved so dearly. It's iconic to Australia. I'm sure there's people in WA that have always wanted to come over and drive it. Victoria, Tassie, wherever they may be. And yeah, give it time. It'll be back. Same as all the other spots out of Glasshouse. It's not the only track out there. Believe it or not, guys. Big Red and Little Red aren't the only tracks in Glasshouse. There is hundreds of tracks out there. And I mean, if you get sick of that, you can always head north, head south. There's tracks everywhere. Four-wheel drive parks are doing a really good job of this. Lucas down at the Springs 4x4 park, promoting a safe spot where you can register your car, you know, sign up to the property, go wheel, do whatever you want, respect the place. You know, if there's an accident, you call into the office, they get you out, everything's done safely. And it's a controlled environment where you can go have your fun and push your limits and test your limits. So, yeah, big hit to the four-wheel drive community the last few weeks, you know, whether it been police stings or tracks being torn down and vice versa, but it's going on all over the country. I don't actually have my phone at the moment, but there's a really good post by a bloke on Instagram called Air Down. He's got a Burgundy Merlot 76. He put some really good information on his story the last few weeks, and it put it in perspective that, you know, Big Red and Little Red may be gone, and it's one small fraction of a track in a location that we can all still use. Whereas if you go down to Big High Country or like you know, Blue Mountains, Mount Kosciuszko, like National Park, all those sort of spots. I'm not too familiar with it all down there, but I'm getting better. Down there, they have been battling for years and years and years to keep gates unlocked and all this sort of stuff, and, you know, tracks getting closed and campgrounds, and, you know, whether it's like camping huts up in the high country, all these places are still at threat every single day from being closed completely, locked gates, never allowed in there again. And he brought a lot of good light to it, that it starts with the people going into the bush. Full Drive 24/7 have been very open about it as well. When you go to the States, there's marked tracks. If you see a little bit of rubbish, pick it up, take it with you. People can't do that in Australia. They're absolutely fucking hopeless at it. If you want to fix the problem in Australia, when you go into these places or you go to the huts, or whether it's Double Island, Fraser Island, Strady, Moreton, you know, Bribey, wherever the hell you are in Australia, Cape York is going to be another busy season up there. See some rubbish, pick it up. Don't dump your car parts everywhere. Don't dump your gazebos, rubbish bags, whatever it may be, because it just gives national parks and all these landowners the right to go, you know what, see you later, we don't want you here. And they'll pump up the permits, they'll close the gates, they will restrict the access, and it's just going to keep happening the more and more they see it. So, yeah, you want to be a change to the problem, start helping out, pulling up your mates, pulling up people that are on the tracks with you if they're dumping rubbish or car parts, whatever it may be. Pull them up, say, oi, take it with you. It's the next step that we can do to keep these places open and respectful and clean. And, you know, you don't want one of those rangers to be the next one to drive through and go, you know, look at all this rubbish everywhere, padlock. So, yeah, a little bit of a ranting topic, but there are some very knowledgeable people to look to on socials for information like this stuff. Like, I mean, Bear Down, he did a really good couple of stories over the last few weeks about, you know, national parks and gates being locked and all the access and constant places that just keep getting closed. Another good one is Bushy from Back to the Bush. Massive big awareness that he's putting out there for the community, whether it's locked gates or, you know, burns and like backburning and all that sort of stuff, and what's wrong with it? Nature conservation and all that sort of stuff. People don't tend to like these people that are preaching this and talking about this and promoting it, that lifestyle of looking after the environment, and, you know, whether it's fighting for unlocking the gates and the camp zones and the national parks that we're in. But without these people, we wouldn't be able to be in these places still, like whether it's gaining access to tracks or whatever it may be. Massive shout out to those blokes, because they're doing the work that no one else wants to do. And yes, can be very controversial. It isn't easy, but, you know, without them, I'm sure we'd have a lot more iconic places that we want to go to locked up and never seen again. So yeah, if you get a chance, help them out, like their posts, share it around as much as you can. If they put up a petition for change, go sign it. It takes a minute of your day to go sign a petition, whether it's, you know, Vic High Country or Double Island or Glasshouse or Cape York, wherever it may be. I'm sure there's plenty of spots in the NT or South Australia or WA in the same spot and same predicament. Just help them. That's all you can do. If you enjoy going to these places, forward driving and experiencing Australia, that's all you can do. Help out a lending hand, clean up the place, respect the place, and leave it better than you found it. Don't leave it as you found it, leave it better than you found it. So yeah. I'll change it up again. There's been a bit of everything going on lately. I think last time I was on here was Podcast Royale. So that was a bloody sick night. Still getting over that, guys. I want to make a special mention about the YouTube lately. Froth Bros Media YouTube, it hit 1,000 subs. We actually gained monetization on that account, which is phenomenal. Every little bit of that monetization revenue will go back straight into whether it's, you know, camera gear, podcast gear, filming more videos, creating content, whatever it may be. That's what I'm doing it for. You know, you don't make killer money, but the podcast video was our second video ever to do over 10,000 views. Right next to, I think it was back-to-back video with the Brisbane 4 Drive Show. So massive props to everyone that got around sharing those videos. I mean, every single week that I do see someone listening to the podcast and sharing it to their social media, or watching a video and sharing it to their social media, I will reshare every single one you tag us in. I hold my hand on my heart for that. I will reshare them all. I just appreciate supporting the people that support me, you know, whether it's getting a podcast out each week or every second week when we're busy, or getting a YouTube video out, or, you know, being able to go to events like the Podcast Royale and meet people and go to Brizzy Show or Rocky Nats or whatever it may be, and sit back and chat with people, have a beer, go out, enjoy the night. And, you know, I'm just a bloke like every single one of us that's trying to make a change for the industry for the better. And yeah, I believe we're doing that. Every single time someone messages me, I feel like we're making a positive change to the industry. Everyone needs it. Look at the rest of the podcasts out there and YouTube channels. They're all here to create a space for entertainment, enjoyment, whatever it may be. I know I was someone that went from consumer to creator every single day, watching YouTube, listening to podcasts when I was working by myself, whatever it may be, on a long drive, listening to a podcast. You know, grew up listening to Joe Rogan and the Alpha Blokes for a year or two. Plenty of other people out there like Gypsy Tales. Grew up listening to all these people, and now I'm in a position where I'm doing the exact same thing, getting to meet these people, hang out with these people, and I'm sure there's similar people in the audience that are coming up to me or to them going, bloody love your podcast, love your YouTube videos, love your content, whatever it is. And, you know, it hits us in a soft spot and we sort of get a bit humbled by it, but we appreciate the hell out of it. As I say it as much as I can, as often as I can, because we do mean it. But yeah, the socials lately have been going absolutely unreal. Whether it is across all the platforms on Instagram or YouTube or the podcast, it's phenomenal, guys. Buddy, it's a pat on the back for yourselves, and you know, we're working on little things to give back to everyone, whether it's, you know, through the shop. Every 25 orders on the website, we pick one random order to give back a full refund of the value up to $500. So, you know, you buy a sticker, you might get that sticker for free. You buy, you know, 20 shirts, you might get those 20 shirts for free. You buy a bull bar, you might get $500 back on your order. It's just a little way of us trying to give back. We have looked into doing the donations for, you know, whether it's mental health, charity, whatever it may be. At the moment, we're just figuring out the right way to do it and how to do it. It's pretty easy for someone to sit there and go, you know what, we're going to donate 5% of every order to charity or mental health. But how do you guys know that we're actually doing that? So figuring out a way. I've got 2 places that I will want to donate that to if we get the opportunity to. Worked with them before, got contacts with them. They're great people, and so that's the way it be. That's pretty much it. It's just, appreciate everyone that does support, whether it's buying a sticker or a shirt or, you know, the hats are coming. 50 podcast hats, 50 Froth Bros hats, and we're looking into Froth and Race Parts hats as well at the moment. Guys, if you're keen on one, go over to the website, pre-order one. We appreciate the hell out of it. We're trying to get them as cheap as possible for you guys. We found a new supplier for the shirts, so the shirts are dropping in price again. I think it was $40 a shirt. I think we've now got them down to close to $30 a shirt. Just anything to give back as much as we can to you guys, and, you know, we appreciate everyone that is buying merch and, you know, supporting us. So, any questions, always hit us up. We're 99% of the time we've got a phone or computer near us. We can chat and answer any questions, especially when it comes to, you know, all the fab work, bull bars and DIY kits and all that sort of stuff. So, guys. Probably get into a little bit with FRP and building the bull bars and all that sort of stuff. A little bit of admin. Everyone's seen the new bull bar on my ute. We're doing pre-runner bar, no hoops, single hoop, triple hoop, fog lights, Texan cradles, all that sort of stuff. Plenty of options available. Looking into building a new 5-poster as well. Time, it just takes all time. And guys, we are listening to his 75 series, 100 series, 105 series, N70s, 80 series. I mean, list goes on for bars that people want, even the update 79s, doing bar for them. Hardest part is just getting the cars to template off and build it around and do all that. So we're working on it, they're coming, it'll just take time. But don't think we're forgetting about you, that's for sure. There's been a lot of interest in 75 series and early 79 models. That's definitely the next bar we're looking into at the moment. I think I'll probably get 2 to 3 messages a day since I bought my bar out, and people just want one, so we'll get them out ASAP and done for you. The reason it all started was just helping Mitch in the shed, and we built his bar, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to design something for myself. Sold the 5-poster, started doing something up and made it happen, and, you know, people were interested in it, so thought, why not supply the flat pack DIY kits to, you know, you guys at home that want to build your own bar and make it yourselves, and, you know, every single bit of that supports me. It allows me to, whether it's taking a day off work to get a couple of kits out and create a bit of content like I am today, like work this morning, come home to Sabi, create some content. So it's doing it for you guys, and I appreciate everyone that has bought a bar so far and placed an order. They're getting very busy. Just same thing, whether it's outsourcing or doing it up at Sam's at Built Not Bought, whether using his gear or getting someone else to do it. It's everyone that helps. It's a massive deal to us. So another thing on that though is we are looking for a fabricator. Now, a few things on that is that need someone that can sub out. Basically, we supply the flat packs to, they weld them out as per the specs and return the bars back to us so we can send them off to get basically powder coated or sent off raw to the customer. So if you're a fabby on the Sunshine Coast looking for a bit extra cash work or whatever it may be, flick us a message. You must have your own facility. So I know it's not going to be cheap for me, but the prices won't change on the website. But have your own facility, welders, and a place where you can, be noisy and loud. Unfortunately, up at Sam's, neighbours, all that sort of stuff, you can't be loud 24/7 all throughout the day as much. So, if you've got a spot on the sunny coast where even myself, I could come up and help you, or you've got a workshop where we can outsource the work to you to have just basically stock on the shelf, built bars ready to go. Guys, get in touch. If you know anyone, get in touch, and we'll bloody work out something with them anyway. So that's pretty much it for updates and what's been happening and all that on the coast. Do have a couple of questions from you guys that you've sent through. I mean, might as well start with the obvious. Big question that everyone's been asking is what's been going on? Why am I running it all on my own now? Just easy, guys. There's more to it. Doesn't need to be put online like everyone else wants to. But I made the right call for my business, my brand, and what the right thing is to do in the industry. That's support people, pick people up, and that's what I believe in, is supporting the industry and the creators in it. So that's it there. A few other questions people have sent is, am I going to build the bar for anything else? I think we sort of just answered that one. Is yes, we are. We're going to build more bars, different models, cars, whatever it is. Just take time. Someone said, how was Gladstone? The Gladstone trip with Red Dirt was absolutely incredible, unreal. That will be coming out very soon, I believe. So you'll see it on Bridget's channel, Red Dirt Diary. The video will be out there first. And then once that video comes out, day after, I've done a behind the scenes video where that will be like, just behind the scenes of a Red Dirt trip. What we've done, what we got up to, all the, crazy shenanigans. And so stay tuned for that. Gladstone was bloody awesome. It was like Tannum, Gladstone, Yeppoon, Rocky. We went around, we did a bit of driving, so it was a big full-on couple of weeks after Rocky Nats. Someone's asked, what's your profession outside of media? I started off, I left school in like year 9, year 10, went straight into apprenticeship and worked as a plasterer for 11 years. So, was a plasterer, decided to close that up a bit over a year ago, 2 years ago. Just got over it. Same thing in the trade industry, you're working with, whether it's crappy clients, crappy builders, just the general sake of the industry. Don't get me wrong, there's some great builders and great clients out there that I do miss, but I got over it. I needed a change, and I did go on to help some mates out, whether it was fencing and doing all that. Did a little bit of pallet building, so all the pallets you see going around on trucks, we'll fix and repairing them. Then left there and decided to go concreting for a bit, formwork, concrete and all that sort of stuff. Did that with a mate for a little bit, and only recently we sort of made the call to try and start running this full time, and whether it's through merchandise sales or bull bars or any bit of revenue we get through the videos and content, as much as we do, we can try and pay our bills, still do a little bit of work on the side. So not full time yet, but working on it. And yeah, I think a lot of people get the wrong idea that if someone's going full time on social media or content creation, they must be making a shitload of money. Not the case. Can tell you that for sure. It's not the case. We're scraping by on pennies basically most weeks. You still got bills, still got everything to do. So it's not like a 9 to 5 where you rock up, you're going guaranteed to get paid. This all relies on whether you watch and support these videos. So yeah, appreciate everyone that's what we say. Appreciate everyone that does. So yeah, we're going to keep pushing harder, get more content out for you, whether it's one YouTube video a week, a potty a week. Still, we're going to up it up. Got plenty of guests coming on the potty very, very shortly. We've just been trying to make sure everything is right to make it happen. I know Jamie, he's very keen to jump on the potty and talk about new venture coming over to the SEQ and then over to Stratty. So yeah, plenty coming. If there is anyone you want to hear on the potty, flicking through, send this to them. Send it to us. Who do you want to hear on the potty? We've got a pretty decent reach where we can, get the message out to someone if we do one-on-one, have a chat with them, whether it's current topics or, anything they're doing in the industry, an event or whatever. We're always stoked to talk, so yeah. Someone asked, perfect suspension lift for a 76 or 79 series Land Cruiser. It's a loaded question. You could go by brand, you can go by what you want to use the vehicle for, which I think is the best one. If I'm going to compare 76 to 79, I'm going to put it straight across and put it in some categories, I suppose. A good 76 that I've seen suspension working on is Alex Jackson's. I believe he's got a full PSR and Superior kit underneath his 76, and the thing works incredible. There is no doubt about it. He does a lot of touring, a lot of off-road 4B stuff. He took it to Cape York last year, I think it was last year or the year before, and absolutely smashed it. 79s, you can go absolutely crazy as well. There's J-Max, Superior, J-Race, all your other companies out there that are still doing conversions and whatever it may be. It really comes down to categories of pre-rego, post-rego. So whether you can go a bigger lift, 5-inch 37s, 4-inch 35s, or you've got post-rego where it's 3-inch 35s or 2-inch 33s, all this sort of stuff that's legal and engineered and GVM upgrades. You've got categories like 5-link, 4-link, coilovers, all this sort of stuff, airbags, all comes into play. Then you've got things like portal axles, non-portal axles. It really depends on what you're doing with the vehicle. Are you towing across Australia, a massive caravan, doing touring, fully loaded with a canopy and a rooftop tent and a full family of kids? Are you by yourself doing the weekend trips out to Glasshouse, Kenilworth, Big High Country, wherever it may be, just doing a little bit of wheeling? Do you want that real flexy 4-link kit that's going to be able to perform in the off-road, rock crawling, all that sort of stuff? Or do you want the touring kit? It's simple as that. When you say lift, like I use quotation marks, lift is horrible for off-road, off-camber, all that sort of stuff. You sort of want that low, wide, lot of travel, all that sort of stuff. Big lift, like in my ute. I've got a big lift in there, 4-inch 35s. It's big, it's tall, it doesn't articulate, it doesn't have heaps of, whether it's down travel, up travel, whatever it may be. It limits the car. The best setup you can have is a lot of up travel, a lot of down travel, maybe not as high, top center of gravity, all that sort of stuff. So, if I was to pick a perfect setup for my car, I'll use an example, a 79 dual cab. You've got that 4 or 5 link option. I think that 4 to 5 inch lift setup, but on a 3-inch coil, 35s or 37s, whatever it may be, to allow everything to move, whether it's brake lines or ABS lines or shocks or whatever. be able to have that range of motion, whether it's up travel, down travel, but not be limited by anything that's going to break, whether it's shocks or whatever it may be. So you still get that up travel, up and down travel. Some people might agree, some people might disagree. I mean, there's plenty. You could go into this all day. I think it'd be a really good sit-down conversation to have is with the podcast, and let us know in the comments if you'd love to hear this, is should we jump over to J-Max, Superior, J-Race, all these other engineering companies and talk to them and see, what is the perfect kit? Why is their kit so good? What's the difference between their kit to this kit? The difference between brands, and actually sit down with some of these companies and talk to them and, see what they find the differences in, whether it is, a different product they design or, whether it's a 4-link kit, 5-link kit, whether it's for weight, whether it's for off-road capabilities. There's so many things to pick from. And I'm not going to jump on here and say, this company's shit or this company's great. Every single company out there has a thing that they're really good for and really bad for. And that goes for everyone. It just comes down to customer experience, what the customer wants, and what you want your car to do. So that's the easiest way to put it. There's no hating on anyone from this side that's, this kit's better or that kit's better. I think it actually, what? When the Red Dirt episode comes out from Gladstone, it's a really good example of two different cars, two different manufacturers, and two very different drivers of two very different companies. So me versus Bridget, 79 versus 105, very sort of similar car, suspension type setups, I suppose you could call them. One's J-Max, one's Superior, and both these cars all weekend drove the absolute hell out of everything. So great testament to both companies there, and I think it'll come through on camera pretty good as far as from when we were there filming the trip. I haven't seen the final edit or nothing, but I think it comes across pretty good. Future trips planned is another question someone asks. There is a lot happening over the next, the rest of 2024. At this stage, we do have Finke booked in, not 110% on it yet, and we'll find out that very soon. Strady, Morton, Fraser, definitely want to get back there again. Kenilworth trip planned again. I mean, it's 40 minutes away, why not? Shit up to Kenilworth for a weekend trip and get up with the boys wheeling and go out to Bloom Creek. After that is Melbourne 4x4 show and heading up the big kayak country, so that's August, September. Then you got Sydney Adventure Show as well, so we might try and shoot around, you've got that whole central east coast of New South Wales. I'm probably going to get this wrong to some of the locals, but you got Stockton Beach, Wadigans, Lithgow, all these sort of places, Coffs. Love to get in there and have a look and see what there is. So, 4 trips, that's basically it. I would like to get up to Cape York again this year, but with all the travelling we're doing, I don't think it's going to happen. So, just got to wait and see. But, guys, that's a pretty much a 40-something minute episode for you today. Buddy, appreciate everyone listening. If you made it this far, jump over to the socials, bang up a story, let us know that you've watched the episode, and guys, we'll see you on the next episode of the Heavy Mac podcast, and stay frothing. Cheers, guys. Enjoy. Have a good week.